Now let's look at servants. For example, I can summon this bear here, which will protect me, and I can also ride as a mount, which is a bit slow, but still. Warbear going into battle, pretty cool if you ask me. So how do we do it? What do they do? Blah, blah, blah. Well, in your black book, again, you can see there is a whole chapter called Summons, and that is where you'll find a list of servants. A doppelganger, black wolves, haunted skull, ice golems. So what we're going to quickly see here is that there's different types. So we have like wild ones like black wolves, we have skeleton ones like undead servants, vexes, zombies, there's so many. So when I go into here, the first thing I want to read out to you is some basic information about the summons. Number one, how do we get them? There's two ways. It's either going to be through rituals, which I've obviously shown you already, or focuses, which I've also shown you. Servants summoned by either rituals or spells tend to share some attributes. They attack all kind of hostile creatures. They will not attack each other if they share a summoner. So if you summon two different ones, they won't attack each other, but they will attack hostile mobs trying to attack you. They have a limited lifespan, sometimes that is. For example, with the bear, I need it's in my wand, mauling focus, which I make as shown, with a hunting focus, which is made as shown, which is made from a hunger core, which you make through the animation ritual, as shown. And when I use that, I can press shift and it says summons a bear servant, cast crouching will summon it towards them, rather than behind me. And it does say here, spell type wild. Now, the fact that I'm telling you spell type wild is going to be important in a minute when I show you some different gear items that are going to help with our summons. Now, if I go back into the black book and I go to bear servants, it tells you about that summon. Loyal and aggressive, these bears make for fine servants to claw and rip apart your enemies. It also makes for a good mount, no saddle needed if you ignore its slow speed. One can call upon a loyal bear with the mauling focus or through a ritual which summons it without a limited lifespan. So as you can see here, if you do it through the summoning ritual here, then it'll be here forever. Whereas if you do it through the mauling focus, it will have a limited lifespan. Right-clicking on a loyal bear servant with a fish will heal them. Summoning a bear servant on a cold biome or with a frost staff will call forth a polar bear servant. So I can make a frost staff as shown here. Through the freezing cold of the frost staff, the power of frost spells is heightened, so it'll empower frost spells. But also if you use your mauling focus with this, you'll then get an polar bear rather than a normal bear. What we can also do is a conversion ritual, as shown here, with a polar bear near the altar, like I showed you with the not the moo bloom, the the moo shroom. I wish we had moo blooms. Although if you do want moo blooms, get the friend and foes mod, just FYI. And that'll convert it into a polar bear. So I would recommend, if you're looking for a specific follower or summon, that you just click on the one in the entry and look at the focus needed and about them, because there's quite a lot of different ones. And I'm not going to go through them all. I'm more showing you how to make them, etc. So back to the servant attributes. There is a limit, of course, to how many you can have. Certain types last forever, which we've just explained. If their summoner dons an associated crown, and they can use their summoner's soul energy to heal themselves, provided they're not on fire. If said summoner wears the associated robe, or in the case of undead servants, the necro cape. Undead servants will burn in sunlight when not wearing a helmet. Servants can teleport to their summoner, if the summoner has the focus equipped to their wands and casts a spell when crouching. So like you can summon, near you. If the summoned servant is not a Vex, hitting them with a wand or staff will make them follow the summoner, wander around the area, or stay put. So if I summon my bear, I can then change that as shown with my wand. So it mentioned the crowns. So if I put in crown here, you can see we have the frost crown, and frost servants will persist. Now remember, on the mauling focus, it does say in here what spell type these are. So the spell type is wild. For example, a wild crown, wild servants will persist. It will also half the casting time for wild spells. And we know on the focus there that the bear is a wild summon. We've got the abyss one, where water servants will persist. Never for never servants, necro for necro servants, and nameless for Oh, halves casting time for all spells, but also undead servants will persist. And for some of them, you will need things like forbidden pieces, which again I can show you how to make these in the rituals. There's also robes, which I want to mention at this point. If you put in just robe, you can see there's also hats as well, like a witch hat. Speeds up witches' robes in a brewing stand, slowly grants fuel in moonlight. I haven't gone over brewing yet, but I will shortly. But just an FYI, it will actually help with these. Like there's a 10% chance of not consuming a potion after drinking it as well. And then we have the robes. The dark robe, which reduces soul cost of all spells by 15%. The grand robe halves incoming attacks when casting with a wand or staff and reduces the cost of all spells, etc. And then we've got like the warlock robe. There's loads of different robes here. You can see, like the wind robe provides full damage at a cost of soul energy, etc., etc., which obviously can help with the spells you're using with your summons as well. So that's how we use our summons. Again, if you're looking for a specific one, I would recommend just looking through the guidebook. There's loads of different ones you can do in here, and it does tell you all about them, just like with the bear one I showed you. Like if you feed them fish, it'll heal them. And the different varieties, like if you use the frost staff, you get the polar bear, etc.